It's Monday, June the 12th, 2017, and this is your Barbados Today afternoon update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. That 10% tax on sugar-sweetened drinks, which was in place for the past 2 years, will remain for the time being. Minister of Health John Boyce told the 4th Annual Medical Conference and Community Outreach over the weekend that government had no intention of implementing recommendations just like that, which call for increases ranging from 20% to 50%. Boyce said the policy itself was currently being assessed before any action is taken.
Yes, the Ministry of Health and indeed the Ministry of Finance have taken on board many recommendations, especially by our partners in the private sector, that this excise tax be looked at to be increased so as to even further deter and have a greater impact in our attempt to control the consumption of sugars, etc. But that assessment needs to be completed so as to properly and adequately inform the action of the Ministry of Finance at the end of the considerations. So we've not discarded the suggestion that the tax should be increased to say 20%. In some cases, I think there are a couple of persons who even suggested 50%. But it is not a case of just plucking numbers out of the air. I think we need to be able to properly inform and join with our clinical partners in understanding where exactly we are heading before we start to implement these kind of actions just like that.
Meanwhile, Boyce has revealed startling projected death figures for the foreseeable future, which will be caused by non-communicable diseases such as heart attacks.
It has been estimated that by 2030, 86% of all deaths in Barbados will be caused by non-communicable diseases. These projected trends provoke deep concern, not only in Barbados, but globally. Risk factors for NCDs have become part of the fabric of our modern society. Socioeconomic progress has created conditions that favor the rise of these non-communicable diseases, and we are therefore witnessing changes which require us to think broadly and to act comprehensively.
The Minister of Labour, Dr. Esther Bayasuku, has been telling some employers in Barbados a piece of her mind. She has chastised them for making their workers redundant without any humanity. The Minister of Labour cited abuses of the Employment Rights Act while addressing the National Insurance Schemes Awards Gala at the Lloyd Erskine Sandifer Centre over the weekend.
My ministry works tirelessly to ensure that there is dialogue at work. Our social partnership has served to nurture a culture of dialogue among government, workers, and employers. This culture of dialogue is replicated today in both formal and informal mechanisms. We are encouraged to talk first, and where this is observed, it prevents misunderstandings and creates a more pleasant and productive work environment. Sadly, however, today some think of dialogue only in relation to the consultation that is required by the Employment Rights Act on termination of 10% of staff. That stipulation was, however, agreed to by the partners in preparing the legislation, not to supplant this dialogue culture that I described, but to build on it. Unfortunately, some have used the letter of the law rather than the spirit of the Employment Rights Act and the underpinning spirit of the protocol of the social partnership to suggest that it may only be in that one situation that dialogue becomes necessary.
MP for the city, Jeffrey Bostic, still has some lingering concerns about the proposed construction of the controversial Hyatt-centric resort in Bridgetown. Bostic said that while some of his concerns had been addressed during Saturday's interactive session with the developers, there are still unanswered questions that need to be resolved.
I was able to get some answers to some of the concerns that I had. There are some others that I still have to pursue that I'm not quite sure exactly where the project is going at this point in time, and I will continue to pursue those. But certainly things like in relation to the sewage, the treatment of sewage, that was a concern given the pressure on the Bridgetown sewage plant and also the Christchurch sewage plant. And we were told this morning that the hotel is going to have its own treatment system, which will be underground, and that is good to hear.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Morning, Miss Hoya.
Morning. You again. So you're washing cars now? Well, I can't keep up with you at all.
Yes, girl. You know they've got provision to selling slow. And I don't sell nation newspapers at all because them don't sell. So I washing cars now. I like to get up before 8:30 because I can't take the hot sun. You want the car wash?
No, not today. It clean.
But you're going in very early though?
Yeah, I just going early so I can read the Barbados today online before work starts.
Right. But you can still let me clean the window for the $2. At least it's still cheaper than the nation newspaper.
All right.
I got a special boo here that I got it shining. Thank you. Enjoy your day here.
You too.
All right. What that paper is? She can see clearly when the dirt is gone.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
We're back with news from the region now. The Roman Catholic Archbishop in Trinidad and Tobago, Anthony Harris, is happy that the bill to end child marriages in the country has been passed by the Parliament. However, the wounds within the inter-religious organizations, the IRO, over the issue appear to be still festering. The head of the country's leading Hindu organization and a member of the IRO is certainly not hiding his feelings about the Archbishop on the matter.
You have an Archbishop who want to tell us how to get married, how to make children. I say, Archbishop, mind your own damn business.
I have no problem with people in the IRO. People have a problem with me and the way I think. But I have no problem with them. I mean, there are other issues we have to deal with in the IRO. But the marriage bill, that is behind us. The law has been passed, and in time people will get accustomed to it.
And the U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is set to testify before the Senate Intelligence Committee tomorrow in what's anticipated to be another blockbuster. In a letter over the weekend, he said he will answer what are likely to be tough questions about his undisclosed meetings with Russian officials and the firing of former FBI Director James Comey. On the global front, embattled Prime Minister Theresa May will face questions later today from her backbenchers for the first time since Thursday's election. They are expected to raise concerns about her leadership style and press for more details on talks with the Democratic Unionist Party. May's new cabinet will also meet for the first time after a reshuffle.
This is a government that's getting on with the work we need to do.
British Prime Minister Theresa May forms her cabinet after a bruising election last week saw her lose her majority in Parliament.
A cabinet that will get on with the job of government, that's about delivering a successful Brexit negotiations, and those negotiations start in a week's time.
That cabinet now including one of May's old adversaries, Michael Gove, back in the cabinet as Environment Secretary. He and May had a public feud in 2014 when he was Education Secretary and she was Home Secretary. Last year, Gove had tried to win leadership of the Conservative Party, and in doing so forced now Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson out of the race, leading to allegations of treachery and political backstabbing. And when May won that race, Gove was out, sacked from his cabinet position as Justice Secretary. But now Gove is back as the British Prime Minister tries to unite her party around the new cabinet. That unity crucial as May heads towards Brexit negotiations and strikes a deal with Northern Ireland's DUP party that will allow her to stay in power.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, our screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.